Just do it, please do it. I spent years commuting a couple hours a day, just dreaming about doing it. Watched every single one of your videos multiple times, and just do it. You will not regret it.
Hey guys, Rhett here. Do I have a gift for you today? I have one of my clients, Cruz, on the channel. We're going to talk to him today about his path, his portfolio, and what he's been able to do in a really short amount of time. Cruz, thank you so much for coming on here today.
Of course, Rhett. Thanks for having me, man.
So, Cruz, first of all, just kind of talk a little bit about what your portfolio looks like today, what you had in your portfolio when you got started, and where you're at.
Of course. So right now we're currently at going to be 10, closing on our 10th one probably next week. So right now nine, finishing up a pretty big couple rehabs back to back. Should be finished, I think, next week with one of them. And honestly, started a couple of years ago, and after years of just doing the common online rabbit hole, going through researching and thinking I'll do it someday, and just took action after seeing your channel. So started off with nothing, just started from the management side of owning our own business, doing that, and then just kind of grew.
So, Cruz, I mean, 10 houses in less than, I mean, what have been working together for about 2 years?
Yeah, yeah. Coming up on 2 years in June.
Coming up on 2 years. So not even 2 years, you've got 10 rental properties. Unbelievable, unheard of. You're averaging over five a year. What do you think drew you to Section 8 of all things? Why Section 8?
I think the guaranteed income, um, you know, being able also to provide, safe, affordable housing to people, that really appealed to me. Um, and obviously like the simplicity and the reassurance and all the good things that you and your team preach about it. I think that has been a big component of why we wanted to do that.
Yeah, and so Cruz, so 10 houses, less than 2 years. What is your goal for the portfolio in terms of size, in terms of do you have a cash flow goal? What is the end goal for the portfolio?
Just to keep growing. This is just, our nest egg for early retirement whenever that comes and what that looks like. Before this, we were, when I say we, it's me and my wife and our kids. So this is for our family. But before that, we were just heavily in the stock market and not having much control over that. So I think right now, the future is limitless. So we're just steadily growing and just happy with where our trajectory is going. So no limits on number or cash flow amount, just growing.
Yeah, and Cruz, would you say that this is you mentioned the stock market, and the hard thing about the stock market is you don't know what you have. You
Yeah.
can't feel it, you can't see it. It's just it's decimal points and numbers and they go up and down. I always talk about Section 8 and rental real estate is great because it's a real thing. You can go touch it. It does everything a stock will do. It goes up in value. It gives you dividends back. Only in this, you can refinance it and increase expenses or decrease expenses, rather, increase revenues. Um, do you think that this has given you an outlet or a place where when you have money sitting around that you want to put to work, is this where you want it to go?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So our day job is management out here in California, and obviously deals are really hard to make happen. And so right now our strategy is, what we make from our business and whatnot, we just park it away and put it into good tangible assets that, cash flow or a little bit more of an appreciation play or, value add and just doing good deals with that excess capital.
Yeah, and Cruz, so a lot of the viewers of this video are going to wonder what your method is and what your approach is. And I think your approach is great because in markets that we operate in, there's a couple different assets in terms of asset classes that you can buy. You can buy the units that are 30, $40,000 that are in really rough areas and be all into them for 80, 90,000 bucks and make really high yields, but not have great appreciation. You have some clients that buy turnkey and they buy in areas that are better, but they don't do really any value add because they're already spending 110, 120,000, the top end range of these units. So they're not adding value, but they're buying something turnkey.
Hmm.
You have created almost like a hybrid model where you do the Burr method and you buy your turnkeys too, but a lot of Burr method in higher quality areas. So your entry level is a little bit higher, but then in return, your after repair values are higher, your tenant quality is higher, your time on market is less, and you're able to still check all the boxes of getting that guaranteed rent.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that starting off, it was a little bit less of the heavier rehab. We did some lighter value add stuff, rent ready stuff. And looking back on it, I kind of wish we would have started with the heavier stuff. But again, hindsight's 2020, and you like to test the water a little bit before you fully dive in.
So yeah, so that's a good point. So talk about that a little bit. So you've done turnkey, you've done the Burr method, and done the heavy renovation side of asset collection, asset building.
Hmm.
What do you like more, and why do you think you're kind of progressing more down that Burr path?
Yeah, great question. I think just the amount of equity you can build into doing a big rehab up front, and that come with what comes with that also too is you're essentially getting a brand new property. And I just love that aspect of it. You're essentially taking the deferred maintenance, which I know you talk a lot about, and you're kind of eliminating that up front. Hopefully, knock on wood, most of the stuff. But and then we're going to do the cash out refi. It just makes sense. The numbers make sense. And we started off because we had excess capital. We were looking to just get in, get into deals, I guess. Kind of where we started. We were just looking to get into deals, get started, and then kind of figure it out. And I think we would have been able to grow a little bit faster, and with doing the heavier rehabs up front, spread the capital a little further. But we're doing it now.
And you're doing a great job at it. And Cruz, so you are based on the West Coast. You're investing in the Southeast United States. You're over 2,000 miles away from where you've purchased a 10 units. How many times have you been out to the units, seen them, walked to them, made sure everything was going right and everything like that?
Zero times. Zero times.
Is that crazy? Is that crazy to think about?
Oh yeah, it is, and everybody I tell, they're always interested. They're wanting to do it, but they honestly just shut down the conversation after hearing that. They're like, "What? You've never seen them?" And I said, "When you got a good team, there's no need. You got eyes on it. Get your inspections and all that. There's not really a need. Obviously we'll get out there soon. I got family out there, but um, we have not."
It's just it's crazy, and you say people can shut down the conversation after hearing that they're so far away from you and you've never seen them and you've never been there. When you thought about getting into Section 8, did anybody say to you, "Hey, I don't know if that's the best idea. I've heard this, I've heard that." Did you run into any kind of resistance when you started doing that?
Of course, yes. Almost everybody, and when I tell the story to everybody now too, there's resistance as well. But if you have the right team, like you offer, I mean, it's just it works, and that's the bottom line. It works, and it works really well.
And Cruz, what is your experience been so far with Section 8 tenants? Because now you've got a lot of them. I mean, you have more now than the proof of concept. And I tell people all the time, you have one when you have one house, you see a very skewed reality because if everything goes perfect, flawless, then that's all you know. And if you have problems, that's all you know. And your experience is based on one. And in life, you can't really do things like that. The more you do, the greater of an experience you have, the more you learn. With the portfolio you have, what has your experience been overall with Section 8 tenants up until this point?
Great. Yeah, the experience has been great. And, I'd love to just say that I'm doing all the work, but most of it's getting pushed off onto you guys and your team. And I think that's why it's working so great. And I think that's another big thing too, is I'm a very hands-on guy. And so um, being able to defer a lot of the day-to-day back onto you and your team has made this such a much more enjoyable process.
Well, you make it easy for us, Cruz, because you trust us and you trust the process and it allows things to go smoothly and everybody wants the best for you. You know, you mentioned you're a hands-on guy, especially with your investments, which you are. How much time a week do you put into this, and where does that time go if you had to give an estimate?
Oh, I love looking on markets, so I spend a good amount of time just looking for deals and that, and doing market research, but not much, not much. Probably a few hours a week, with the bookkeeping and doing market research and that kind of stuff. But most of the day to day, I mean, that's taken care of, well taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's what we want because like you said earlier, the main driver of your revenue is not your Section 8 portfolio yet, right? You're
Yeah,
building that for retirement because you have such a mature long-sighted view of what this portfolio is. You understand that you're not going to build a 5 unit, a 10 unit portfolio and buy 5 supercars and buy all the watches that you want, buy a big mansion, right? You're building this for your retirement, you're building this for your children. It's going to give you a lot of perks until then, but you're building this with the end in mind. And that's why I think you've been so successful is because you've built to 10 properties, but by no means have you forced it. I mean, you've been as selective as any client that I've ever had, and you've already got 10 units and you're ultra selective in what you buy. You're ripping through this portfolio and growing it at an unbelievable rate. And when you plan like that, it helps you build quality over quantity. You're not looking for immediate cash flow. You're looking for appreciation, like you said. You're looking for portfolio growth, but you're also looking for that cash flow now, as long as the cash flow numbers are good.
yeah,
Um, but you did run into something on one of your Burr method houses where the ARV came back so high that the cash flow will be a little tight. But that is, if there's a trade-off to have, that's it, right? Being into
absolutely.
a, being into a house where you get virtually all your money out, and then your mortgage is higher than that. And that had to be one of my favorite houses of 2025, taking a 2 or 3 bedroom, turning it into a 5.2 or a 5.3 that now, someone's going to love to live in.
Absolutely. And love to say it too, is, essentially brand new house. I mean, I'm,
Yeah.
you know, brand new roof, electrical, plumbing, all that stuff. So deferred maintenance, getting rid of it, hopefully most of it up front, and yeah, into it for not that much money. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's it,
makes
it
total sense.
it's amazing and in a fantastic area and into a house that I've been to 6 times on a street that I really, really like. So you put all that stuff together and you say, well, why would you not do it? Why would you, it seems like a no-brainer. And Cruz, if you were like you were at one point, a viewer and watching this interview right now, talking to somebody who wants to do this but might be on the fence and is curious but just needs that little bit of extra motivation, you being in their shoes at one point fairly recently and now entering into double digit portfolio status, what would you say to that person?
Just do it, please do it. I spent years commuting a couple hours a day, just dreaming about doing it. Watched every single one of your videos multiple times, and just do it. You will not regret it.
Well, I think that's the best advice that anybody could hear. And Cruz, you're living proof that you can do it and you can do it and build a double digit portfolio in under 2 years. Incredible. You think about how many people in the world or just in the United States, the richest country in the world,
Hmm.
how many people have 10 rental properties? I mean, the number is in the tenths of 1%. And then of those tenths of 1%, how many of those people have never seen those properties?
Right.
It's even smaller. And you keep going down that checkbox, and that number just keeps getting less and less and less and less. So I'm just so proud of you, Cruz. Thank you guys so much for everything that you've done, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And guys, please, if you have questions for Cruz, drop them in the comment section below. He frequents the comment section and can answer any questions you have. Of course, I'll be in there as usual. And Cruz, thanks so much for coming on here today.
Of course. Thank you, Rhett. Appreciate you and all your team, man. You guys are awesome.
We appreciate you. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.